Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your July 2024 reading. Let's dive right in. The first cards that we're going to take a look at are going to be cards of where you are at now. We are also going to look at what you are focusing on. We know that where we put our focus and our thoughts, we create and manifest. We're going to look at difficult influences and challenges. We're going to take a look at what is unexpected, what you don't see coming, and then your final general overall outcome. So stick around all the way until the end. Okay. Let's take a look. We've got 4 cards that have jumped out of the fairy deck here. Woohoo! Holy smokes. All right, Pisces, let's take a look, a deeper dive. We have the Awakening card. This card corresponds to the Hanged Man. We have the Magician coming out. We have the Two of Summer corresponds to the Two of Cups. And we have the Seven of Spring corresponding to the Seven of Wands. So the first card that jumped out of the deck for you for where you are at now is the Awakening card. As I mentioned, this card corresponds to the Hanged Man. This is about seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from the other person's point of view. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, Pisces, that you have to change your point of view. It is more than acceptable for 2 people to come together and have 2 different points of view. No issues with that. We are all adults here and we can get along. The Awakening card is about our ability to be able to perhaps, what's the word I'm looking for? Empathize with the perspective that the other person brings. Like I mentioned, it does not mean that we have to agree with the other person. It does mean, however, that when we have the ability to be able to see where someone else is coming from, then we have the ability to, we don't have to accept or like their perspective. We don't have to accept or like their point of view. But we have the ability to at least be able to listen with an open mind and then make a choice or a decision from our own place of power. I had an example coming in and I'm pausing for just a moment. So, one of the things that came in while I was going through that card is that saying, hurt people. And so if somebody is hurting us and our initial knee-jerk reaction is to see it as an affront or a confrontation or something that is being done to us maliciously, our reaction is going to come from a place of ego. And that's probably not what we want to manifest. If, on the other hand, we can keep in the back of our minds that phrase, hurt people, right? People who are injured, who are wounded, hurt other people because that is their knee-jerk reaction. That is their place of protection. And when we can see things from that perspective, sometimes we can sympathize with those people. And we have the ability to not take it so personally. And when we don't take things personally, that empowers us. Let's move on to the Magician, because once we are empowered by being able to see things from a different perspective, we have the ability to move into our Magician. Now, the Magician is this beautiful, wonderful card that reminds us of the law of attraction, reminds us of accountability, reminds us of our ability to be able to create what we want in this life. We can do that. I know, Pisces, some of you are going, yeah, well, I've been trying to manifest a lottery win for a long time. Well, we could dive really, really deep into that if you really wanted to in some videos. But you know what? There's some other YouTubers out there that have already covered that in great detail. The bottom line is that when we work with law of attraction, when we work with the magician, it's not just about us sitting in a chair, as the movie The Secret implied, that we could just sit in a chair and go, Om, see ourselves driving a sports car, and boom, the sports car would land in our driveway. It's far more in depth than that. But as a first step, we have to have a clear vision of what we want in the future. And if we don't have that clear vision, the universe doesn't know what direction to send us or what to send to us. So the first step in working with the magician, Pisces, is going to be having that clear vision. What is it that I want? What do I want to achieve? I am now empowered because I'm no longer allowing someone else to take my power away from me by the things that they're saying or doing because they were hurt at some point in time. I can now see the different perspective, and I can now move into a place of empowerment and recognize my own magical abilities to be able to manifest. But what exactly do I want to manifest? These are big questions that need your attention. I'm getting the sense here by these cards, Pisces, that you already know most of this. These cards were pulled for where you are at now. You already know most of this. But I get the sense that you haven't really narrowed down exactly what it is that you want to manifest. So there's still a little bit of sort of some swirling energies around you at this time. The next card that you have is the Two of Summer. The Two of Summer corresponds to the Two of Cups, and it may help you to gain some clarity. Why? Because the Two of Summer, or the Two of Cups, represents partnerships. It represents the coming together of two lives for the purposes of manifesting, for the purposes of moving both lives forward. Now, in this particular card, it is depicted as if it is a romantic partnership. The Two of Cups is not like the Lover's card, which typically speaks specifically to romantic relationships. The Two of Cups speaks specifically to the coming together of two lives. It could be a mentor that is coming in to be able to help you, guide you, empower you. It could be a business partnership or relationship that helps to give you that shove forward. It could be the relationship between student and professor to student and teacher. Okay. So, Pisces, it's looking like you should be on the lookout end of June into beginning of July for a partnership or the coming together of two people for the purposes of moving forward in your manifestations and empowerment. And finally, the last card that you have here is the Seven of Spring, also known as the Seven of Wands. This is the card, I can't say it any better than this, be assertive. Okay. This is a card that in a lot of decks is depicted as being challenged. You are being challenged at this time. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that this came up for you last month as well. That as you change and shift, as you become more empowered, as you are able to be less reactive from a place of ego, you There are people around you, friends, family, colleagues at work, who may be seeing the changes and shifts in you. And what happens is when we become more empowered, other people get uncomfortable with that for their own personal reasons. It's not because of something that you've done, right? And that's part of the hangman. That's part of being able to see things from a different perspective. Excuse me, but there is a magpie outside making an awful lot of noise. I don't know if my microphone's picking it up or not, but if you hear a loud, noisy bird, it's a magpie squawking at my cat outside. So when you can recognize that you becoming more empowered is causing someone around you to feel a little bit less comfortable and they may challenge you, see that as a lesson for you, both to see where they're coming from, but also to reinforce this new energy that you have, Pisces. Don't back down from what you believe. All right, let's look at what you are actually focusing on because you've got the magician here. Yeah, like you're focusing on manifesting something. Magician is right next to the two of summer, so it might be too that you are actually looking to manifest a partner or a mentor. So that's exciting as well. Let's take a look at what you are focusing on. Where are we going for that? We're going for here. All right, I'm just going to pause and get my cat inside. Sorry about that, Pisces. I think that the cat has done enough torturing of the birds, or vice versa. I'm not sure who's torturing who. Okay, back into the reading. What is Pisces focusing on for the month of July? Okay, we've got two cards flipped out. What else? What else for Pisces? All right, we have the King of Cups. We have confirmation of the Hanged Man. Look at that. You have the Hanged Man again. King of Cups is about advice. It's about stepping into our power and our ability to be able to express our emotions. It is about whenever the kings appear, they always appear in the tarot to bring us some kind of advice. So be on the lookout for some advice specifically related to matters of the heart or your emotions. You're looking, the kings can also represent a mentor coming in, and you already have an indication that you are working towards manifesting some kind of partnership, mentorship. So, yeah, this King of Cups may be indicating as well that you're focusing on bringing in the mentor. And then you also have the strength card coming in. The strength card reminds us that we are stronger than we ever could have imagined. We have everything that we need within ourselves. A lot of us forget that, Pisces. We forget that we were born perfect. And then it's through influences and our perception of some of the influences that then causes us to see ourselves as being damaged. But we're not. We are perfect. And sometimes it takes a lot of strength to recognize we have the ability to go forward. We have the ability to get through whatever life throws at us. Okay, let's take a look at your difficult influences. I've got two decks over here. Which way are we going? That one. All right. Difficult influences and challenges for Pisces. Haha. I'm laughing. Okay. The reason that I'm laughing, Pisces, is because, yeah, okay. Reminder of this card, the Two of Summer. Two of Summer corresponds to the Two of Cups. This is about the coming together of two people for the purposes of forming some kind of partnership or relationship, not necessarily romantic, but some kind of partnership or relationship for the purposes of ameliorating or betterment of both of your lives. Interesting. And then I had said here, you have the Seven of Spring corresponding to the Seven of Wands right afterwards. And this card is indicating that you may be seeing some challenges to the direction that you're taking in your own realization of self empowerment. You have in your focus that you are really focusing on seeing things from a different perspective. You have over here the possibility of getting some good, timely advice about matters of the heart and emotions. And this card may also indicate the possible entrance of a mentor into your life. And now, in your difficult influences, you have not only the Lover's card, but the Two of Cups a second time in your reading. What is this telling me? This is telling me that as much as you are working potentially with this King of Cups here, as much as you're working towards the manifestation of some kind of partnership or mentorship for the purposes of bettering your life, moving forward with your own empowerment, moving forward with the fulfillment of what's going on in your life and your plans. And like I said, I'm also seeing that some of your plans are not yet solidified. So let's not forget that. But this coming up in your difficult influences and challenges is telling me that there is something within you, some kind of resistance within you of letting someone get close enough to be able to help you and support you through whatever it is that brought up this Strength card. There's some kind of resistance on your part to a partnership or mentorship or business partnership, whether it's romantic or not. So watch for that, Pisces, because there's every indication that you're meant to have a partnership coming in. It doesn't have to be romantic. It might be a business partnership. It might be a mentor. Why are you resisting it? Look within yourself and figure out why you're resisting it. The other card that you have in your difficult influences and challenges is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card of deception and deceit. Do we have our answer as to why you are resisting a partnership in your life? Yeah, we do. Pisces, I get the sense that you might have been burned in the past by a previous partner. Maybe you had a best friend that you poured your heart and soul out to and that person betrayed you. Maybe you had a business partner and they betrayed you. Maybe it was a lover. Whatever the case may be, the cards are indicating that you are resisting having another supportive partnership come into your life because you've been burned in the past. Now, having said that, you have the Hanged Man twice. So perhaps using the energy of the Hanged Man, being able to see things from a different perspective, perhaps you can shift this resistance to a partnership that you're currently experiencing. Just a suggestion. Let's take a look at messages the universe wants you to hear at this time. Messages for Pisces for the month of July. Yeah. All right. So we have just one card that's come out. I get the sense there's another one. Let's go through the deck again because I think that there's at least one more. Yeah, there's one. That one flipped over right away. Okay. All right. The very first message from the universe that came out for you, Pisces, is everyone has value. Absolutely. Everyone has value. And as much as some of the people out there, I mean, with the Hanged Man coming in twice, as much as you may see it, that you really don't want to give someone your respect who has perhaps betrayed you, or you don't feel that they're deserving of your respect, they still have value in some way, shape, or form. That doesn't mean that you have to kowtow to them or bow down to them or kiss their feet. No. But when we remember everyone has value, sometimes when we receive advice, when there's a potential partnership coming in, mentor coming in, when we keep this lesson in mind that everyone has value, we may better be able to accept some advice that's been coming in towards us. Also, in messages from the universe, we have understand your body. Yeah. Pay attention to where messages, intuitive messages, are coming into your body, Pisces. Also, with the understand your body, this card is telling me that during the month of July, Pisces, you need to pay attention to your health. I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. I am not allowed to legally give you specific medical advice. What I am giving you is common sense. Make sure that you're staying hydrated, especially if you are in the northern hemisphere and it is going to be July and summer and therefore very hot. Make sure that you are eating a well-rounded, healthful diet, yada, yada. You've heard it all before. But when this card appears or this message from the universe appears, it is asking you to take care of your health. And finally, Pisces, we have express your feelings. Express your feelings. Most definitely. You have the King of Cups here in what you are working towards manifesting. The King of Cups is the one king in the deck who's not afraid to express his emotions. King of Swords, for example, wouldn't dare express an emotion. This king, however, is the emotional king. He is the one who is compassionate and empathetic and not afraid to speak from his heart or to express the emotions that come up in his heart. There you go. Express your feelings. All right, let's dive into what is unexpected. Unexpected. Why am I getting called to that deck? Okay, that's really weird. I'm getting called to the messages from the guides for your unexpected. That's very unusual, but let's see what comes up. Okay, now we know why. Just a moment here, Pisces. In your unexpected, we have trust your intuition. Oh my goodness. All right. So it's very unusual for me to be called towards a messages deck for this portion of your reading. Normally I'd be called towards one of the tarot decks, but instead we were called towards messages. So in your unexpected, you're being asked to trust your intuition, trust your intuition on a deeper level, right? And don't forget, you have over here in your messages from the universe, understand your body. Well, where do most of us sense our intuition from, Pisces? Most of us sense our intuition somewhere in our bodies. For some of us, it's butterflies in the stomach. For some of us, it's a little pitter patter in our heart. For some of us, it's a tightness that we feel in our throats. For some of us, we feel like something is kind of scratching us or tickling us on the back. Pay attention to your body and trust your intuition during the month of July. And in your unexpected, you also have choose love over fear. This is confirmation. Pisces, this is absolute confirmation that in your difficult influences with the Two of Cups, the Lovers, and the Seven of Swords coming in, it is absolutely an indication that you've been burned in the past. You've been betrayed in some way, shape, or form by someone that you felt that you could trust. They were a confidant, whether it was a lover or not, I don't know. But there was absolutely someone who you put your faith and trust and confidence in, and they betrayed you in some way. And that has left you fearful to move forward into another partnership, be it romantic or just a partnership of some kind. And then in your unexpected, you end up with this message: choose love over fear. When we've been burned or betrayed by someone, what do? We live in fear. We live in fear of ever opening our hearts again. And this card is saying, nope, that's not going to cut it, Pisces. Choose love over fear. I love it when cards all come together like this. Final general overall outcome for Pisces, please. Final general overall outcome for Pisces for the month of July. Got cards, they might fall out the bottom. We'll see when we get there. Well, one of them's out, two of them's out. Two of them are out. Ugh, English. Yeah, there's another card here. I'm going to pull it out. It kept trying to come out. In your final general overall outcome, I love it. I love it. The final card that I wasn't sure, it kept trying to sneak its way out. And finally, at the end, when I was putting the deck back down, it stuck out. It was the Star. This is going to be the final card of your reading, but we have 3 cards to read before that. We have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is a card of walk away from that which no longer serves your highest good. Leave it behind. The Six of Swords is typically depicted as a character getting onto a boat, turning their back to the shore and paddling away and leaving something behind. Usually it's a sword because it is the deck of swords, or the suit of swords. But this is about leaving behind something that's no longer serving your highest good. Now, what could that possibly be? Is this what we're walking away from? We're walking away from fear right now. We're seeing things from a different perspective. We're going to allow a new friendship, partnership, mentorship to come in. Walk away. Walk away from the past, Pisces. We have the Justice card. Now, when we are dealing with past hurts, when someone has hurt us, remember, hurt people hurt people. When we're walking away from that, sometimes the ego bubbles to the surface and tempts us into enacting some kind of karma. We've been hurt, so we want to hurt back, right? Hurt people hurt people. The next card that you have in your general overall outcome is the Justice card. This is a card reminding you that the universe likes balance. Not only do they like Does the universe like balance? In the grand scheme of things, it also likes balance in your life. This is a card of karma. This is a card of trusting that you need not take any kind of action upon someone who has hurt you. Universal law will wind its way through. Universal justice will wind its way through. Worry about yourself. Worry about your future. Walk away from the past. Leave it in the past. There's your Six of Swords. Trust that the universe will bring balance and justice. And then Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is a card of racing towards what you want. The Knight of Swords typically in the traditional tarot is depicted as having a knight on his big horse. He's got his sword held in his hand. His sword is held high in the air and he is charging at what he wants. He's going after what he wants. Charging in. That's what this card represents. Is that when you are seeing things from a different perspective, you are beginning to allow new relationships to bloom into your life. When you understand your body, when you trust your intuition and you choose love over fear, go racing towards it. Because your outcome, as I already mentioned, is the Star. Now, in the tarot, there are 3 cards that are considered the happiest cards in the deck. First and foremost is the Sun. The second card is the Star. The third one is the 10 of Cups. You have the Star as your overall outcome, Pisces. This is about this. The stars are shining down on you at this time. The stars are lining up in your favor. So I'm going to leave off the reading right there. For those of you who don't know, my name is Marnie. I am not just a psychic and a tarot reader, but I am also a certified intuitive counselor and hypnotherapist. If this resonated for you, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I will leave my contact details down below if you are interested in booking a private consultation with me. I'll see you in August.